UFC designed new gloves and they started using them in June and have been using them ever since. But for some reason on Saturday, UFC 309, they decided to go back to the old gloves out of nowhere and no reason was given why they did that. So a lot of theories and speculation as to why started to surface. Apparently, the reason is Jon Jones and accommodating him.
I got sent a pair of the new gloves several weeks ago. I tried them on and I thought they were tight. I used to fit in XL, and in the new glove, I had to put on a 3XL. The shape, curving your hands like that, they were very uncomfortable for me, and I was actually really stressed thinking about how am I going to go into fight week wearing these gloves that I don't even want to train in. So when I got a phone call recently, Hunter said, you know, everyone on this card are veterans. Why put a bunch of vets in a new glove? Let's give you guys all what you're used to. It was a major relief to my coach, Brandon, who wraps my hands. It was a major relief to me as well.
And Ariel Helwani says that some of the fighters were told at UFC 309 that the UFC will also be using the old gloves at UFC 310 next month, December 7th. It's interesting, Jon Jones has a lot of power in the UFC. Like, didn't really realize how much power he has. Like, we know Dana White sucks him off in terms of calling him the GOAT all the time, and he's kind of like the teacher's pet in that regard, but his influence is clear. The organization's willing to accommodate his preferences, even at the sake of established rules. And also a few years back, the UFC decided to relocate an entire event to accommodate Jones's licensing issues, further demonstrating his significant influence. The only other guy they do that for is Conor, so I think there's only two guys in the organization they would make these kinds of accommodations and switches for. Some of the reactions to Jon Jones causing this change back to the old gloves. I don't like these new gloves. It's way too hard to eye poke. No problem, Jonesy, we got you. I mean, that's an interesting and funny take. I'm just not convinced that these new gloves are decreasing eye pokes at all. Like, every weekend I watch these fights and people are getting their fucking eyes poked out left and right, like non-stop. So, like, but still interesting and funny take. Sounds bad at first, but it's not like they moved a card to a state where they allow picograms of steroids last minute for him. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And that was way worse than this, which again shows Jones has a lot of power. He has a lot of influence and a lot of dirt on Dana White. Possibly. I don't know about that. Ariel Helwani also says he's not surprised about the glove change, reiterating the point that the UFC moved an entire card just days before. You thought they wouldn't change the gloves? Couple other notes from Jon Jones's media day. He doesn't want to do business with Aspinall because he's an a-hole, which some people find ironic and comedic. And also, if the UFC doesn't want to do the Pereira fight, he says he's going to retire. Bo Nickal's fight with Paul Craig is going to be 2 fights before Jon Jones's fight and 1 fight before the co-main event between Charles Oliveira and Michael Chandler.
I don't know. That grip feels pretty good.
Yeah, you feel it.
I can't let you get too close.
Say hi.
Where you at, Bo?
What's up?
He's coming down right now. She's like,
You coming down right now?
Nope.
He's coming away.
I love it.
say hi.
Where you at, Bo?
What's up?
He's coming down right now. She's like,
You coming down right now?
He's coming away.
You're so strong, bro.
I don't know, dude. You feel pretty good yourself. I think you're just trying to hype me up.
You ready, baby? Are you ready to go for the rest of the day?
Of course. Let's go. Always, man.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited for you, Joe. Thank you for your whole career. Nothing like for you, sir. Maybe like there.
How's the weight? Good. I was like 10 this morning, so no problem. You're probably enjoying just doing your thing.
Oh,
No weight.
bro. Saying thanks.
Gordon Ryan's going to be in the corner of Jon Jones this weekend. I'll go with Jon Jones by submission. In the co-main event, I'll go with Oliveira by submission and Bo Nickal by knockout. Post your picks in the comments. For Paul Craig, he says space is going to be the key for him to win this fight. Keeping a distance and space so he can strike on the feet and on the ground, also keeping that space and distance so he can utilize his jiu-jitsu. One thing about Craig is he is dangerous to the absolute literal last second of the fight.
Space is not going to be Bo Nickal's friend in this fight. I believe that the way he's going to employ his game plan is to take away my space. Because if I don't have the space, I can't utilise my length. If I don't have the space in the ground, I can't utilise my jiu-jitsu. So if I was Bo Nickal, what I would do is I would hold for dear life.
Oban Elliott, the Welsh gangster, is on the prelims taking on Basil Hafez. Oban Elliott's going to look to take the fight to the ground. Basil Hafez is just going to look to throw bombs and get a KO. I'm going to go with Oban Elliott via decision. And Chris Weidman takes on Eric Anders on the prelims. I think Weidman wins via decision and retires in front of his hometown fans. 30 surgeries in his career. He's done it all. Winning the belt, defending it. Time to call it a day. Very first fight on the prelims, kicking off the card on Saturday, is Veronica Hardy versus Eduarda Moura. It's a good fight. Hardy is quite skilled. Moura is quite savage with a record of 10-1.
Nice to meet you. Are you fighting this week? We will open the
UFC Featherweight Arnold Allen training with UFC Heavyweight Jamal Pogues. Jamal Pogues will be taking on Hamdi Abdal Wahab on February 1st in Saudi Arabia. Arnold Allen doesn't have a fight scheduled at the moment. He's coming off a victory over Giga Chikadze in July. Maybe he's interested in fighting March 22nd when the UFC goes to London. Currently, he's ranked number 7 in the division. He's a guy who puts on some size and mass when he doesn't have a fight scheduled. Julian Let Me Bang Bro Lane picked up a win the other day in BKFC. Jimmy Rivera, former UFC bantamweight, lost. Remaining BKFC cards this year: November 23rd, BKFC Fight Night Los Angeles. December 6th, BKFC 69 in Atlanta, Georgia. And then December 21st, Hollywood, Florida.